Hello, my name is Charles McCain. I'm the author of An Honorable German, a U-boat novel featuring a heroic yet deeply conflicted German U-boat commander. Because this novel is told from the point of view of a German U-boat officer, commander, I spent the last 20 years reading so many books that the floor of my apartment practically caved in. I mean, I had a job doing something else, but and I keep reading because I keep wanting to write novels like this if I could make any money at it. And I want to review this book, The Struggle for the Middle Sea. And I think I'm qualified to do it, as I said, because I have read so many books about all this stuff. And I would say this is one of the few books that has completely changed my mind, or really how it showed me how completely ignorant of the actual facts I actually was, which I cannot stand to admit, about the campaign in the Mediterranean during the Second World War. I have read another book by this gentleman, Mr. O'Hara. I do not know him. I do not owe him money. I am not related to him. But I would give this book 5 stars because he makes an incredibly compelling case for not only how important the Mediterranean was, but of how well the Italian Navy actually did. And there are all those jokes about the Italian Navy, like the Italian admirals review the Italian Navy from a glass-bottom boat and stuff like that. And you sort of think it's a joke, but you realize actually he shows that it isn't. And this author, this historian, this is for people who like a lot of detail. I mean, a lot of specific naval detail. What time was the battle, etc. How many torpedoes did each ship fire? You have to really like that kind of stuff, like I do. And he does a brilliant job with that. And one of the things that he shows is that you forget about is, one, how hard it was to hit something in a sea battle. And he points out that in one the British were engaged with some Italian destroyers, and like 3 British warships fired 5,000 shells and managed to sink 1 destroyer. I mean, 5,000 shells and managed to sink 1 destroyer. This is not very good shooting. However, one thing the Royal Navy was very good at, which I knew, but I just didn't, I never knew it in the sense of how they used their skill in this as deployed as a tactical measure, and that was night fighting. The Royal Navy, one of the things they trained the most on in the 1930s was fighting at night, and you read some memoirs of captains, and I mean, they're going in high-speed formation at night, and they don't have radar, and so they're learning to look at the bow waves of the ships around them to maintain station. This is kind of tense, and so one of the things, the other thing so fascinating about this book is how Mr. O'Hara demonstrates in each engagement, and there are a lot of them, and he goes through them, how the British would work very carefully to get into the right position at night. That is, you don't want to be silhouetted against the moon. You want to be on the other side, the down moon side. And you can't go too fast or people will see your bow wave. And then there are all these problems if you think about it. When the naval guns fire, it ruins everyone's night vision. So you have to deal with that. And then, of course, there's searchlights going everywhere. And so you realize, I mean, and ships firing off flares, there's an awful lot of light going on at night, and it's extremely confusing. And the fact that the British trained in that was very helpful to them. So the book is Struggle for the Middle Sea by Vincent P. O'Hara. I would recommend it for any of you if you are if you like the fine detail of naval action, and if you would like to realize maybe how little you know about the Italian Navy and its fighting against the Royal Navy, then you want to read this book. I'm Charles McCain, author of An Honorable German, a U-boat novel. Thank you.